28th August 2016, a day I'll never forget. On this day, I found out I was pregnant. I just done a home test, a home pregnancy test, you know, the pink stick. And 2 lines appeared and I was so excited. We were trying to have our baby. It wasn't a mistake, or it wasn't, you know, something we had not planned. We were trying to have, you know, a baby, and my plan was to make sure I have all the kids that I want before I turn 30. So I was like, yay, you know, baby number 3 is here. So after 2 days, I went to the clinic just to confirm, just in case, you know, the pink stick wasn't for real. So I went to the clinic and they did, you know, the test, and it was positive, and yeah, I was so excited. So a week later, I decided to go and have my first scan, you know, just to find out, you know, what's happening, what's going on. I went to Nakasero Hospital. It's one of the biggest hospital in Kampala. And I remember that day I was so excited because I wanted, you know, to see the baby. It was an afternoon, and my husband wasn't around, so I decided to go alone. I went in. You know, there weren't many people, there weren't many ladies waiting. So, you know, the radiologists, you know, did the scan very shortly after, you know, I had, you know, paid for the scan and everything. So when she was, you know, placing the machine, you know, the scanning machine on my belly to check, she asked me, when was your last period? So I told her like it was 18th July, which was more than a month. So she was like, okay, well, there is no baby. I can't see any heartbeats. I think, you know, I think you're having a blighted ovum. That's how she interpreted it. So I was like, what do you mean there's no baby? Like, you know? And the fact that I wasn't having any strong nausea or anything like that, I kind of was like, okay, you know, what, did I have a miscarriage? But I haven't been bleeding, you know. I've had a miscarriage before. I've had 2 miscarriages before. So I was like, okay, but I haven't been bleeding. There's no sign of any spotting. So I kind of found it weird, you know, the way she interpreted it, because she was like, okay, well, there's no heartbeats, there's no sac. I'm not seeing any sac in the womb, so you will need to do a DNC. So she asked me, do you have a doctor here? So I was like, yeah, well, I delivered with a certain doctor here. He helped me deliver my daughter, so yeah, if I'm to see that doctor, I'll be seeing that doctor. So he's like, oh, but unfortunately that doctor is not around. So can I book you in another doctor? So I was like, no, I don't think I want to do this right now, you know, like, what the hell, like, give me some time to think about it or something like that. So I was like, no, it's fine. I'll have to go and talk to my husband about this, and then, you know, we'll come back and see. So I reached home and I explained to my husband, you know, I talked to my husband how my day was, and, you know, receiving this negative news. And he was like, okay, let's wait it out. Let's think about this. Since you're not bleeding, you know, let's wait it out. So we were like, okay, fine. And it kind of encouraged me a bit. And what I did, I went to Google. I opened up my laptop and I was like, you know what, let me search about this. So what is a blighted ovum, you know? What does it mean? To tell you the truth, I've never used Google as much as I did that day. It's my husband who's always, you know, Googling stuff and, you know, finding out stuff from Google. But this day I spent like 2 hours, you know, just trying to, you know, find out what exactly, you know, blighted ovum meant, and reading testimonials, you know, sharing it with different mothers on different forums just to find out, you know, their experiences. And I remember, you know, reading, you know, where women were misdiagnosed, and after waiting a week or 2 weeks and going back to see the doctor, there was a heartbeat. A week passed, nothing, no spotting, but I had the worst nausea. I woke up just one morning and I started vomiting, and it was accompanied by a headache, and I was feeling so horrible. And I remember talking to a friend of mine, and I told her, what was going on, what they had diagnosed me with, and what the doctor had said, that I was having a bladder ovum and I needed to terminate the pregnancy. So she advised me to go to a certain hospital, Kampala Independent Hospital. And she was there earlier and she liked their services, so she was like, you know what, why don't you go there and have a scan, and get a final word, because okay, you went from not having any nausea to now having nausea, so why don't you go there and have things checked out. So I was like, okay, fine, it wouldn't hurt. So the very afternoon that she told me that, I dashed over. I told my husband, you know what, let me just go and check what's going on. Why am I all of a sudden vomiting and having these headaches? Probably I'm having malaria, or I might be sick, something like that. So I went there and they were nice. It was a Serbian lady. It was a Serbian gynecologist. She did the scan, and they asked me, the basics, just asking me basic stuff about my health. So when she was scanning, she asked me, how many babies do you have? Is this your first pregnancy? I was like, no, this is not my first pregnancy. So I told her I have 2 babies. I have 1 boy and a girl. So she was like, okay, now you have 2. I was like, no, I have 2 babies. I have a boy and a girl. She's like, no, she has a very weird accent. She's like, no, 2 babies here. And I was like, huh? 2 babies? What do you mean? And the nurse next to her, a Ugandan nurse, was like, hey, what the doctor is trying to tell you is that you have twins. You are expecting twins. I was like, what? Until this day, I'm actually having goosebumps, Guys, it's I get so emotional every time, I say this story or I share this story, because what I felt that minute, what I felt that second is just unexplainable. I just could not imagine. I was like, no, what do you mean? She turned the screen towards me and she was like, you have 2 babies. You see, baby number 1, baby number 2. I was like, what? I was shaking. I was so emotional. I could not believe it. I was like, no, are you guys sure? And I will forever, I'll forever hold on to this scan, the scan that I did at Nakasero Hospital, which was on September 6th of September. That's when I did the scan. I'll forever hold on to this and get to show the twins, because they have to know that they are not here by mistake. It was just a miracle that they are here. And when I found out that I was pregnant with the twins, the nurse had to literally calm me down. She had to tell me, okay, calm down, okay. Man, it's just unexplainable. And I didn't want to tell my husband right away. I wanted to see him face to face. I wanted to share with him this news face to face. So he kept on texting me on WhatsApp, and he was like, okay, what's up, what has the doctor said? So I was like, oh, let me come back and tell you, So in his head he was like thinking, oh man, they're probably confirmed that the pregnancy is not there, the baby is not there. So for him, I think he was hoping for the worst. So I remember getting into the car and I was like, thank you God, thank you God, thank you God. And that's all I could say, like the entire way coming back home. And I was like, thank you God, thank you God, God, thank you God. So I got home and my husband was on Skype with his parents, and I told him, like, you know what, like just tell them you call them back, like cut the conversation. So he was like, okay, Dora has come back, I need to talk to her, it looks like there's an urgency. So I went upstairs and he followed me up to our room, and I was like, do you believe in miracles? So he was like, what do you mean? So he was like, oh, are you pregnant? You know, is the baby there? I was like, no, it's not even one baby, there are two babies. My husband's face literally turned red. He was like, what? Are you serious? And I was like, yes. Yes, boo boo, we are having twins. And I was shaking when telling him that. But the Nadia that I married was like, really? I've always wanted two babies. Now I'm gonna be having 4 kids in my life, you know, jokingly. And it was just a happy moment for us, and we just could not believe it. Like every single day that passed, we could not believe, you know, the miracle that, you know, had happened to us. And we kept on asking ourselves, okay, what if, you know, we went with the doctor's diagnosis? What if we decided, you know, that morning to wake up and go and have the DNC conducted? You know, we were all like, what if? And I don't know what we would have done if, you know, we didn't think twice about, you know, this decision, and, you know, seek second opinion, or, you know, go to Google and, you know, research about this. We honestly shall forever be thankful to Kampala Independent Hospital, you know, the way Dr. Zeredeka, you know, helped us, and, you know, walked with us through this journey. The twins are almost waking up, but I can't wait for you guys to meet them. They were born on the 27th of March 2017. Giovanna Barak, who is considered as the first twin, was born at exactly 3:46 p.m. Weighing 2.2 kgs. And Seraphine Barak, who's considered twin B, arrived at 3:48 p.m., 2 minutes after Giovanna, weighing 2.5 kgs. They have brought so much joy in our lives, and there are living testimonies that, you know, you need to keep faith alive. So I hope this miracle story has encouraged someone out there. If you were misdiagnosed before, or if you have a testimony to share with me, please do comment down below. I'll be happy to read it. Otherwise, the twins, as I said, it's their time for waking up, and they're waking up. So I'll catch you in my next video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do go ahead and subscribe. Bye bye for now.